my actual eyesight. Is there the high drive? Deep center! Go! 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 We're out of here! We're out of here! Say ya, playa!
Just like they drew it up in Hollywood, Caladros, the 3-2, swing and a miss! And the Audubon Green Wave have upset the Kingsway Dragons! And this is it for good! The Audubon Green Wave are back in the Final Four! A gold pile on their side!
All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to DW Broadcasting's coverage of men's varsity.
From our entire crew, we'll see you tomorrow. Have a good one, folks. All right, ladies and gentlemen, the time of the year is here. The first week of June means sectional final day, as we've got 4 excellent games going on all over South Jersey. But of course, the Group 1 final is the one that a lot of people are keeping their eyes and their attention on. It's Woodstown and Gloucester. Of course, with the semifinal game having its fair share of controversies, Gloucester got out unscathed. And now, for the first time in Greg Galbraith's tenure at head coach since 2013, they'll be hosting a sectional final, and it will be the first time in Galbraith's career that he will be in a sectional final. Now, this is where they're different from Woodstown. Woodstown is a little more experienced at the championship game. They've made it to the sectional finals 3 of the past 4 years. They won it in 2021 and 22, winning the state championship over New Providence 2 years ago. Last year was the bump in the road, falling to Paulsboro in the semifinal round, or excuse me, in the second round of last year's South Jersey Group 1 playoffs. But this year, the 5-seed Woodstown Wolverines are going back to work again. Remember when they won 2 years ago, they were the 7-seed. They upset a whole bunch of schools along the way, like Audubon, the number 2 seed, and got all the way to the promised land after falling to Middlesex in the state semis the year prior. So to recap, 3 years ago was a state semifinal, 2 years ago was a state championship, last year was a second round playoff loss, and then this year is another sectional appearance. They're throwing their starter/opener again, Mike Valente, on the hill for another inning or two, and Gloucester is going to go with their, one of their most trusted guys on the hill. It's not McCormick, but it is Joey McDonald who's getting the start here on the biggest stage of all of these men's career. And, look, Seth McCormick at the leadoff spot as the catcher. He has been Gloucester's most prolific hitter this year. 5 homers, batting over 400. He has been really a two-way force for Gloucester. And if things don't go right for McDonald, he certainly could take over on the mound. But Woodstown is coming out swinging. They beat Mapleshade 3-1 in the first round of the playoffs. They went on the road to beat Pennsville 8-3. They beat Audubon in the semis 9-6 and are now looking to win their 3rd straight road game here in the South Jersey Group 1 playoffs, and where, of course, they will face the Central Jersey matchup. And remember that no matter who wins, it will be around here because South Jersey this year is the home site for the state semifinal game for South Jersey. So it'll be fun. We're not done yet with the playoffs, but we're certainly getting to the end. As for one of these guys, they'll be going home unhappy, and for the others, they'll have a large plaque to put in their trophy case inside of the high schools, whether it's in Alloway or whether it's in Gloucester City. Like we said, McDonald on the hill for Gloucester, and Mike Valente, the opener for Woodstown, who has appeared in over 15 games of Mark DeCastro's campaign for the Wolverines. He gets to start here in the sectional championship. But it's the Wolverines and the Lions coming up next right here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting from Jim Kelly Field in Gloucester. We'll be right back with lineups and first pitch as the umpires are going over ground rules with DeCastro and Galbraith right now. We'll see you guys in a minute. Gloucester Lions taking the field here in the top of the first inning as Joey McDonald is going to look to bring Gloucester home a sectional championship here at their home turf, the Jim Kelly Field. With the Lions taking the mound and taking the 9 spots on the diamond, this is definitely an interesting game, and for many people that were predicting what South Jersey Group 1 was going to look like at the end of the playoffs this year, not a lot of people thought that Woodstown and Gloucester would be the last 2 standing. Certainly a lot of people had Audubon and Pittman in their final graphics. Maybe Pennsville was up there as well, and Woodstown was always a favorite, considering that even if they don't succeed that much in the regular season, they always seem to turn on the lights in the playoffs. We saw it 2 years ago with them winning the state championship as a 7 seed, and this year they're all the way in the sectional championship as a 5 seed. Now for Joey McDonald this year, he's kind of been Gloucester's wild card. For a while, you know, he was one of their, I would say they're maybe number 2 guy behind Seth McCormick, but with McCormick being the catcher, that makes his situation kind of difficult. But with McDonald in his first full varsity season on the mound, he certainly made leaps and bounds in his pitching development as Gloucester, the 21-7 win team, having a great year. Joey McDonald with a 3.41 ERA in 41 innings. He only had 1 inning in 23. So this is his first varsity year, and he has been killing it. 29 strikeouts, 24 walks, and he's had some excellent performances. He beat Haddon Heights by himself, a 5-1 final, and a complete game in just 78 pitches. He threw 6 innings in a 14-3 win over Sterling, threw 7 in a 7-0 shutout of Triton, and threw 4 versus Pensgrove, 5 versus Wildwood, and he's mostly been a long-term guy for these teams this year. He's had 5 appearances of 5 innings or more, as he's going to step in versus the Woodstown Wolverines in the South Jersey Group 1 final, which will send one team to the Final Four and looking to go for a promised land and a title at Veterans Park in Hamilton. The first batter that McDonald will face will be the left-hander Jack Noor.
Tell me that in December when Lake Michigan freezes.
McDonald, as we said, 3.41 ERA in 42 innings this year. As Woodstown, the 5 seed, Gloucester the number 2 seed, looking for a title here from a packed house at Jim Kelly Field, right off of Route 130 here in Gloucester City. And the first pitch is a strike called, and we're underway in the final. 0-1.
Oh, dude, he tried calling for something the other day.
Funny.
Noor sends a fly ball deep out towards left center field. Pfeffer is there and he makes the catch, 1 away. Just takes 2 pitches for Woodstown to get retired in the first at bat. Noor is retired to bring up the number 2 hitter and Woodstown's all-time hit leader, Brent Williams. The Goldie Beacom commit back second here, as let's take a look at what Mark DeCastro has in the order for the Woodstown Wolverines. For your starting lineups, brought to you by Tommy D's Home Improvement. You just saw Jack Noor, the left fielder. You're now seeing Brett Williams, the third baseman. Andrew Pedrick, the shortstop, batting third. Rocco String, the DH in the cleanup spot. Blake Bilecki in center field in the 5 spot. Ty Koblentz behind the dish. Caden Spinelli, the right fielder, batting 7th. Tommy Tucci at second, batting 8th, and Jack Holliday at first, batting in the 9 spot. Mike Valente, the pitcher. McDonald drops a curveball in there for a strike, 0-1. And this one is hit on an awkward bounce out to second. Weiner is there, and he makes the play. 2 down. So how about this for a quick start? Noor takes 2 pitches to fly out in the left center field gap, and now Williams grounds out to second base. Another 2 pitches. So here is the lefty, Andrew Pedrick. The commit to Harford Community College, a Region 19 school.
I got it.
Of course, we're very familiar with Woodstown. We covered them on Friday in the South Jersey Group 1 semifinal versus Audubon, a game that they won 9-6.
Nothing.
And Gloucester, we've covered them a couple of times this year. The Thank You Classic, the Camden County Tournament versus Sterling. They won both of those games. As the 1-0 is a strike, 1-1.
Did you hear that? We got 9. We got 9. Aiden will be there. Good.
1 ball, 1 strike, as this will be just the 7th pitch of the inning for McDonald, as time was called behind the dish. The defensive lineup for Gloucester in the infield: McCormick behind the plate, Medler at first, Weiner at second, Daly at third, and then Seibert at short. And in the outfield, Zierfoss in left, John Pfeffer in center field, and Kevin Wall in right. Count is 2-1 to the lefty Pedrick, who had a couple of extra base hits and a couple RBIs in the semifinal versus Audubon. Now it's outside 3-1. Three balls, 1 strike to the lefty as Rocco String, the DH, the 6'6" junior DH, will be next for the Wolverines if the inning continues. Right down the pipe. 3-2. The first 3 for Gloucester in the bottom half of the first is going to be McCormick, the catcher, in the leadoff spot, Jake Seibert at short, and Russell Medler at first base. That one's outside by a hair, and Woodstown at their first base run on a full count walk after a start to the ball game by McDonald. He works the count full and surrenders a walk. Here's Rocco String. String hit his first career high school home run in the first round game of South Jersey Group 1 versus Maple Shade in a 3-1 win. You also got to consider, we've talked to some of the guys over at Woodstown, and on paper, the Lee Ware Field looks incredibly small. I mean, it's 327 feet to center field. The only park that I can think of that beats that is PVI, that's 315, but they've also got a 30-foot fence. I mean, you're basically playing on a junior league field with, 300, maybe 295 down the lines, and then not even 330 feet to center field. But the wind always seems to blow in there, so the home runs are pretty equalized. As here comes a McCormick throw from his knees. He got him! How about that? Seth McCormick. He punches out the runner from his knees. He gets him at second base. Side retired. We go to the bottom of the first here at Jim Kelly. They're fired up, no score. They'll grab their bats. We'll be right back. Packed house tonight here in Gloucester for a 4 o'clock game on a Monday. Gloucester, like we said, for the first time in Greg Galbraith's career as a head coach, hosting a sectional final versus Woodstown here. You know, these guys have been under the leadership of Galbraith since 2013, and they've had a lot of ups and downs in his coaching career. You know, I used to take lessons from Greg Galbraith when I still played baseball in 2017, 2018, and it's funny, all these years later, I've taken a completely different career path, but I was inside to McCormick as the bottom of the first is underway. The catcher McCormick, 5 home runs on the season, 6 in his career, another one inside. Mike Valente, the opener for Woodstown. You know, they've kind of gone with a Tampa Bay Rays style. The curveball, yeah, there's the strikes. 2-1.
They get it right. 12, they get it right.
4 clicks to the left.
Curveball rocketed into left but foul. But you can see here fans lining all up and down the foul lines. You know, these guys are excited for the success of baseball in Gloucester. They've won the Patriot Division for back-to-back years after not winning it for a good 16, 17 years, dating back to 2005 was the last time that they had won a Colonial Division. As that one is outside, and the count is full now, 3-2. Jake Seibert, the shortstop for the Lions, is on deck as Valente going into what probably will be his lone inning. McCormick gets jammed and it goes over the Woodstown dugout. Still 3-2. Woodstown got a late runner on with a 2-out walk, but he was cut down on a throw by McCormick from his knees to retire the runner at second base and get out of it. Here's the full count pitch. McCormick laces this one the other way into right field. That's going to drop for a base hit. It goes in front of Spinelli, and a leadoff knock for McCormick brings up the shortstop Seibert as the senior catcher gets the job done from the leadoff spot. Let's take a look at that Gloucester Lions starting lineup, brought to you by Tommy D. Improvement. For Greg Galbraith, a sectional final lineup. He's got McCormick at the catcher spot, Jake Seibert as the shortstop, Russ Medler at first base, Gavin Weiner at second base. Aiden Daly is the number 5 hitter at the hot corner. Jake Zierfoss in left batting 6th. Jason Hall, the lefty, is the DH in the 7th spot. Joey McDonald, the pitcher, batting 8th, and Kevin Wall, the right fielder, batting 9th, with John Pfeffer as the defensive player in center field. Valente dealing with early traffic, a runner on first and a leadoff single, with the Gloucester football player, Mason Widman, running for him as they're going to throw down to second base. They got him there. They got the 1 out, but a sacrifice bunt, which is unsuccessful, but he gets the fielder's choice, and he replaces Widman with Seibert. So an unsuccessful sacrifice puts a runner on first for Russ Medler. I mean, you know, just a couple of batters earlier, that was a real good piece of hitting by McCormick. Didn't try to do too much with it. He had a full count, roped it the other way. That one's going to hit Medler right in the midsection. And that will put 2 runners on for Valente as this brings up a cleanup man, Gavin Weiner. So a single, a fielder's choice on the bunt, and now a hit by pitch on the first pitch to Russ Medler. Give Gloucester a little traffic to get Valente in a little bit of trouble here.
Come on, base hit.
1-0.
It would have hit him in the knee. So what? No, he didn't move. He didn't move his knee. Apparently he did.
1-0 here at Jim Kelly Field. 2 on and 1 out for the cleanup man, Weiner. Weiner gives this one a ride out towards center field, going over, and he makes the catch. Runner is going to tag, but he's going to hold up after a nice throw from center field. to prevent any threat, as Blake Bilecki prevents the tag, and there's 2 away here for Aiden Daly, the third baseman.
Sean John's out over there, hat on him. He's there. I'm looking at him.
A hot day here in Gloucester, 85 degrees at game time.
Yeah, he is. Wearing me.
And the first pitch popped up foul.
Yeah, single scores.
0-1.
Baseball player from Gloucester High sitting right next to me. 1971, 10-7. Pumping nothing.
10 years of the day since Jay's old made a tweet.
0-1. This one's given a good tag in the left center. Bilecki calls for it, and a near collision, but Bilecki cuts him off. You heard one of them call for it, but it was almost too little too late. Woodstown gets out of the jam. They leave 2 runners on, including 1 in scoring position. Gloucester is held scoreless, though, and after 1, we are held 0-0 here at Jim Kelly Field. We'll be right back.
Hello.
Top of the second inning, Gloucester brought 5 to the plate in the first, did not score. As Rocco String will get to restart his at-bat. He came up to the plate as the 4-hitter in the first, but the runner before him, Pedrick, was thrown out at second base. I mean, just looking at him at eye level, Rocco String is something else. 6'6", 215 pounds. And like we said, the fact that his first career home run came just a week ago, batting .344 in his career, 55 for 160. I apologize, that is not his first career home run. I read that wrong. It was his first career triple, because he's already been swinging the bat hot. He's got 7 career home runs and had 1 apiece in the Maple Shade first round playoff game and 1 versus Pennsville. So he's certainly swinging for the fences, I'll tell you that. And it's 1-2. 4, 5, and 6 for the Castro's Wolverines. String, Bilecki, and the sophomore catcher Ty Koblenz. Here is the 1-2 from McDonald. Kicks and deals. One's outside. 2-2. I mean, basically everybody is here. There's a whole student section to our right in left field. People are walking around. You know, a lot of people are here because this doesn't happen every year with Gloucester. As String pops this one up into center field, actually out towards shallow short, and Seibert is there, 1 away. Woodstown, of course, is no stranger to these sectional finals. They've made it 3 of the past 4 years, as you'll see on the graphic on the bottom of your screen. Or, oh, I'm sorry, no, that's the other one. It might be stat 2. My apologies. Last year, they lost in the second round of the South Jersey Group 1 playoffs to Hallsborough. They beat Cape May Tech in the first round, but that was a nail-biter as is. 8-7 was the final of that game, but then they won back-to-back titles in 21 and 22, falling to Middlesex in the state semifinals in 21, and then beating New Providence to win it all in 22. Title since 1991. And of course, you know, in the years after Lee Ware left the program, they had had a couple of years of under 500 ball. They weren't really doing much. They were, you know, getting knocked out in the first round of the playoffs every year. As there's a curveball for strike 3, and Bielecki is retired. 2 down.
Not happy unless we do.
But that's basically the history. You know, Lee Ware, over 600 wins, one of 5 coaches in South Jersey history to reach that mark. He had been coaching for almost 50 years in Woodstown. You know, he was a legend there. What's that? Yeah, that's right. His last game here was 2019. You said. Yeah, his last game at this field. Forgot about that. 1-0 to Koblenz is a strike. So String flew out to short, and then a strikeout looking by Bielecki. And through the first 5 hitters, even with the 2-out walk in the first, McDonald is still facing the minimum. Here's a ground ball out to third. Daly's got it. Throw across is in time, and the side is retired. We're through 1.5 here at Jim Day, and holding steady. Woodstown still being held to the minimum. We go to the bottom of the second. No score here in Gloucester.
Good thing for us.
Bottom of the second here from Gloucester. This broadcast is brought to you by Harper Driving School. Over 95% of students pass their Harper driving test for the first try. If you like those odds, book an appointment today at Suite 4 of the Total Turf Complex in Pittman, right next to Lambs Road. Jake Zierfoss, the left fielder, getting us started as Valente still out there. You know, they used him as an opener in all 3 playoff games, and actually all 4 if you count this. But he's appeared in over 60%, if not more, of Woodstown's games as a whole this year, but his longest appearance was an inning and 2/3. So they might just try to conserve their guys a little bit. As here's a line drive in a center field for Zierfoss, and he's got base hit. The night for Gloucester as he tags one up the middle after McCormick did the same to lead off the first. But remember, because Valente is an opener, he is always going to have a very short leash, and exactly what's going on here. Mark DeCastro is going to come out, and like we said, he will be relieved here. So again, this is what his job is. He gets the ball rolling for them, and at the first sight of trouble, They'll pull him, and they'll bring in probably somebody else who's a little more lengthy than him just to get the ball rolling here in a second. But a leadoff knock by Jake Zierfoss sends us to a pitching change here in the bottom of the second inning. No score as Gloucester records their second hit of the afternoon. We'll be right back. Bottom of the second inning, as gonna have a lefty up here for Gloucester, the DH Jason Hall. As here comes a bunt back to the mound, the sacrifice will be successful, and Zierfoss advances to second base.
Who is it?
So Hall was just retired on the sac bunt. By the way, the new pitcher for Woodstown. See if we can get a look at that number there. I thought I saw number 10. Looks like that would be Aaron Foote. 28 innings this year, 3.75 ERA, 14 walks, 17 Ks, and 15 earned runs. He's only appeared in 8 games this year. He appeared in the playoff quarterfinal versus Pennsville, but opened the season with 3 1/3 versus Shalleck. He's kind of been the guy that they've thrown in a lot of their out-of-conference games. They've put him up in 4 out-of-conference games: Absegami, Camden Catholic, Overbrook, and PVI. His longest outing this year was the playoff quarterfinal versus Pennsville, where he threw 4 1/3. As this one is tagged out towards center field, Bilecki calls for it. Zierfoss will hold up at second base for out number 2. This will bring up Joey McDonald, pitcher. I'm sorry, Kevin Wall, the right fielder. Time is called. They're coming for you, Chris. To Wall. Don't forget, our next broadcast will be tomorrow night from Folk Field and Cherry Hill, as we've got the Tri-County Baseball League Game of the Week between the reigning champion Haddonfield Rough Riders and the CHBR Third Base Club, as the semifinalists from last year and the reigning champions square off in Cherry Hill. Down the right field line, that one is foul off the bat of Wall, and it's 1-1. Of course, this has been a long time coming for Gloucester. Their last and their only state championship was in 1971. Their last sectional win was 1974, 50 years ago. I mean, that's incredible. You know, Steely Dan still hadn't released a Royal Scam in 1974, so it's been a long time coming. Here's a high chopper over the middle. Wall with the throw to first is in time, and the side is retired. Woodstown helps Gloucester leave another runner in scoring position as we're through 2 in just a half hour here at Jim Kelly. The blue and white and the blue and gold still knotted up at 2 goose eggs apiece after 2. All right, top of the third. This broadcast is brought to you by Garden State Pet Center. Keep your pet happy and healthy today with the most organic food products available in South Jersey. Visit 7 days a week at 226 South Whitehorse Pike in Audubon. And also, all the commercials you see on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting are filmed, edited, recorded, and produced by me. It goes towards my college fund and towards equipment expenses. So if you're a small business owner and want to get in on the advertising game, send me an email today at thedanwilkinsshow@gmail.com. Packages start for as low as $250 for 6 months. Like we said, all funds go towards my college fund and towards equipment expenses. Woodstown getting the party started in the third with their 7, 8, and 9 hitters. That being Spinelli, Tucci, and Holiday. They have faced the minimum so far and have gotten 1 base runner on via a walk. Ground ball out to third. It skips off of Daly's glove, goes into left field. That's a base hit. It's going to roll all the way to the fence. Spinelli goes down the right field line. He did not turn, so Daly was playing in on the infield after a first pitch 1 attempt, so the ball he didn't have enough time to react as if he was playing in a normal depth, but that will be Woodstown's. I don't know, they're going to score it as an error on the scoreboard. A little interesting there. Throw over to first, not in time. That'll be scored as an E5 against Daly. Gloucester with Daly still in the bunt defense depth here with Tommy Tucci. I didn't really see him show anything, but a bit interesting. Yeah, there we go. Shows bunt. The ball skips away. Did he make contact? And no, they're going to say it's a foul ball. So it's 0-1. By the way, in the Central Jersey Group 1 game, Point Pleasant Beach leads Shore Regional 1-0. The winner of this game will play the winner of Point Pleasant Beach and Shore at whichever South Jersey team wins on Wednesday. There's a bunt, goes out in front of McDonald. It's going to roll.
Oh, no.
No, it's going to roll. Now it goes to first base.
He called him out? Yeah. Oh, he's cheating. I thought he was on the bag.
What do they do here? I was fooled by McDonald because he was. I thought he had the ball, but I lost sight of the baseball here. Umpires are coming in. They have Tucci on first base. They put Spinelli on second. I'm not exactly sure what happened. Because I completely lost sight of the baseball as soon as it left the bat. I thought McCormick had it. So my apologies there.
How do you override the first base thing? He's supposed to do.
So right now, Tucci's standing on first base here. Let's see what they're breaking from the huddle now. And they will call him out. So that will turn into a sacrifice bunt for Tucci, as Woody Ball is still alive and well here on the road, and with Tucci retired on a sac bunt after the error. That's the first out of the frame, bringing up the third baseman and number 9 hitter, Jack Holliday. First pitch, up and in. Curveball almost grazed him. Jack Knorr, who flew out to center his first time, would be up next as the lineup card would turn over. Still no hits for Woodstown, but they've got a runner on second after the leadoff error by Daly. Here's the 1-0. Down and away, 2-0. McDonald usually doesn't have long-term control issues, especially in the middle of the start. I think it's just a little hiccup, a little blip. I mean, when he needs to lock in, he'll throw strikes and he'll throw them effectively. So I don't think that this is just an isolated thing, but he's got the pressure on.
Come on, Joey.
That's the problem here. He's got the pressure on. He's got that first base unoccupied, and the corners of the infield are still playing in with Medler and Daly, but you can't put that second runner on with the top of the order coming up, because Knorr, Williams, Pedrick, and String, they are all heavy hitters, and they'll hit you hard. 3-0. There is a strike, 3-1. And like we said, Williams, the Goldie Beacom commit, all-time hits leader for Woodstown, and then you've got Rocco String, who's got 7 career high school home runs, 3 last year, 4 this year, and then Andrew Pedrick, who's just an all-around good-hitting lefty shortstop. That one's away, and after working the count full, Holliday walks from the 9 spot to put 2 runners on, as Woodstown is going to get an opportunity even closer of getting their first run on the board. Here comes Greg Galbraith. I guess he might double as the pitching coach, but I didn't see anybody warming up for Gloucester. So the inning has transpired so far in this way. Spinelli reached on an E5 by Daly. Tucci advanced the runner with a sac bunt, and now Holliday has reached on a 5-pitch walk. Woodstown still looking for their first hit, which is the funny thing, but that's the way it is. And Jack Knorr, the lefty, is going to come up to the plate with 2 runners on and 1 out. Also, wanted to give a quick thank you to everybody for tuning in to the football schedule reveal party on Saturday. Had a good amount of viewers tuning in for that one as we unveiled our 22-game regular season slate from August 29th all the way to Thanksgiving. And you also found out that we'll be covering the Gloucester Catholic Gloucester Thanksgiving game this year after covering Clayton Pittman for their 98th annual matchup this past November. But I'm very excited for football season this upcoming fall. You know, obviously I can never get enough of baseball, but just funny, we have a lot of opportunities in South Jersey football that I'm always grateful for, to have the connections with the athletic directors and the coaches. McDonald steps off. Gloucester with no runs on 2 hits. They've committed 1 error in the field. Woodstown, despite having a couple of runners on,
have zeros across the board. No runs, no hits, no errors. But that could change with one swing. Jack Knorr is in for the first pitch. Floats this one the other way and foul. Like we said in the Central Group 1 game, Point Pleasant leads, Shore Regional 1-0. Central Jersey Group 4, Monroe and Jackson Memorial, no score after 1. Egg Harbor and Eastern in South Jersey Group 4, no score after 3. Line drive down the right field line. Look out. That one almost knocked down the neighbor's fence, and it's 0-2. Yeah, Delsey's up 4-1 in the bottom of the 6th. Roberts hit a solo shot to get Delsey on the board. In North 1 Group 2, Pascack Valley leads Lakeland 1-0. As a line drive, that's going to shoot off the glove of Medler into right field. Wall has trouble with it. Spinelli's coming around third. He's going to score. Throw down to second. Higgs got him there, but he gets the run. Knorr is tagged out at second, but Woodstown gets the first run. 1-0 on their first hit of the afternoon. So Knorr, the leadoff man, shoots one into the right field side. Because they threw out the runner at second base, that won't be charged as an error against Wall, and no need for there to be one. But Woodstown strikes first off of McDonald, and it's 1-0. As the 5th batter of the inning, Brent Williams is up. Takes a curveball right down the pipe, and they're going to say it's high.
Come on!
Definitely looked like it had potential there, and it's 1-0. This one's hit well. Pfeffer's got it, though. He's got a beat on it, and he'll make the catch side retired. Woodstown strikes first with an RBI single by Jack Knorr, but he is out attempting to extend it. They strike first, and Gloucester will have some catch-up to do as it's 1-0. Going to the bottom of the 3rd from Jim Kelly. We'll be right back. All right, bottom of the 3rd here from Gloucester's Jim Kelly Field as Woodstown sends 5 men to the plate, and they score 1. Getting their first hit of the night. They had gotten a few runners on base, but didn't get any hits on the board. Gloucester with 2 hits, but did not get any across. They left a runner on in the first, 2 runners on actually in the first, and 1 on in the second. So 3 left on base in total, as that one is away. 1 foot. Eastern leads 1-0 over Egg Harbor Township in the 3rd. As the 2-0 is down. Or actually, no, call the strike, 2-1. McCormick, Seibert, and Medler. 1, 2, and 3. The cream of the crop for the Gloucester order here in the 3rd as McCormick fouls this one back. McCormick last year hit his first career home run in senior day that we were covering versus Pensgrove, a game that Gloucester won 24-0. Hit one down the left field line, almost was barely inside of the foul pole. And that was his first of 6 career homers, as he does the same thing he did in the first with a liner to right, but this time Spinelli takes it in one away. Of course, Gloucester is playing with a very with a big chip on their shoulder. They lost a class of 23 senior during the offseason before the season started. Gage Myers, there's his jersey hung up in the dugout there, passed away in a tragic accident, headed back from Ocean City, Maryland. And Gloucester, you know, we've talked to Greg Galbraith, talked to a lot of players on the team, and, you know, he's a great teammate, and they have been playing for him this entire season. And part of the heavy heart that they've played with since March has kind of catapulted them to this point on the 50-year anniversary of their last sectional championship. They're going to say he's out, but Steve Massaro trying to contest it there, because you could see immediately flail his arms to say safe, because they thought that he was off the bag at first.
Why are they calling the third base?
Siebert's still staying on the bag over here, and Steve Massaro, not even Greg Galbraith, but Steve Massaro going over there, bringing the umpires in for a conference. They will overturn the call, and Seibert is out. 2 away.
They didn't overturn the call, they call stands.
Massaro certainly disagreed with it, but this brings up Medler. And the first pitch floated into right center field. That is caught by Spinelli. Inning over. A 3 innings from Gloucester, as Woodstown now has a little bit of a cushion to rally off of. They lead 1-0 after 3 here in Gloucester. Top of the 4th inning here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. We've got 3, 4, and 5 for Woodstown, as they struck first with an RBI single by Jack Knorr. Joey McDonald still out there facing Pedrick, String, and Bielecki. It's time for DWB Trivia Time. Today's question is concerning of 3 Major League legends. We'll wait until after this pitch to read it off to you. You'll see it there on the bottom of your screen as the first pitch is down. Today's question is, what do Nolan Ryan, Jackie Robinson, and Ernie Banks all have in common? Is it A, that they all played for California teams, B, they were all, quote, switch hitters, C, they were all born on January 31st, and D, they all went to high school in Texas? The answer will be revealed in the bottom of the 4th inning. 2-0 count quickly here to Pedrick, the Hartford CC commit. Is one of another couple of power hitting lefties here. Seibert comes in with that one on the backhand. There's one away here in the top of the 4th. By the way, in Central Jersey Group 2, Delran leads Governor Livingston 2-0. Kind of an interesting story there is Haddon Heights and Seneca are playing in their South Jersey Group 2 final. So if Heights wins and Delran wins their respective finals, as there's a strike called, if that ends up happening, then you're going to have a funny scenario where Delran and Haddon Heights will have a rematch from their early April game where Delran won 16-13. And they would have another rematch, not in April, but in the state semifinals, with obviously a lot higher stakes. But count is very quickly 0-2 to String. That one is high, 1-2. Woodstown's RBI single by Jack Knorr has been their only knock of the night. Like we said, they've gotten a couple of walks and an error as there's a foul ball down the third base line. Delsey just beat Shawnee in South Jersey Group 3 with a final score of 4-1. The second sectional championship in 3 years for Delsey. And Eastern just jumped out to a 3-0 lead over Egg Harbor Township in the top of the 4th. 1 ball, 2 strikes to String, as he ropes this one into left field going back. And right there for a can of corn, Zerfoss makes a catch, 2 away.
Attaboy! And a corn.
Funny the way that can of corn story originated. Coming from factory workers in Chicago in the early 1900s, where the workers who were catching the cans of corn that were made, they actually had to, off the assembly line, they had to catch the cans of corn that came down from basically the ceiling of the factory, and they had to catch it in their aprons. And once it became routine, it was just a fairly simple procedure for them to do, to put it on the assembly line and to put them in the packages. So they would catch the cans of corn, and therefore it became slang for an easy catch in baseball. But that was where it originated from, because of the Cubs and the White Sox in Chicago in the early 1900s, and of the industries and the food industry in Chicago at the time, where that came from. So there's a little history lesson for the day. It's the 0-2. 1-0 Woodstown here in the top of the 4th of the South Jersey Group 1 sectional final. And here's the 0-2. Swing and are they going to say foul tip? Yeah, I guess so. Just got a piece of it then. I mean, McDonald's been really working hard. I mean, he's only had 1 inning where he's allowed 5 batters or more to come to the dish. He's only been a couple over the minimum. Just that 1 RBI single has been really the big issue in that scorecard, and Gloucester hasn't given him any run support yet. And they'll come around. I mean, their offense is good, but Woodstown is a pretty well-rounded order. You know, you saw it with the 8 and 9 guys like Spinelli, Tucci, and Order, and Holiday. As that one's outside, 2-2. These guys are fighting right now. Only 3 hits between these two teams tonight. as Gloucester's going to try to make this game even in the bottom of the fourth. It's 2-2. Poked out towards right. That's going to drop in front of Wall for a base hit. And a 2-out knock. Gets a late base runner for Bilecki. This brings up Koblenz.
Mark was way off the bag at first. For the first one.
Koblenz flew out to center his first time. Throw back to first. Not in time.
Me and Josh were talking about it yesterday. They were way safe. They were getting
Hot shot out towards third, past third in the left field. Gets under the glove of Daly, and another 2-out single, this time by the sophomore Koblenz. Puts 2 runners on. And that is Woodstown's third hit of the afternoon, their second in a row, as they're trying to put something together here for Spinelli. No action yet for Gloucester in their bullpen, neither with Woodstown either. First pitch to Spinelli is down, trapped by McCormick, 1-0. Gloucester's due up in the bottom of the fourth will be 4, 5, and 6. Weiner, Daly, and Zierfoss. Definitely a good trio to be threatened by, but we'll see if they can make something come together here, and we'll see if they can hold Woodstown to no runs. I mean, that's a tough challenge here. McDonald is throwing right around the strike zone, but he's not really getting any benefits of the doubt. I mean, that one right there was up the letters, but I've seen some umpires call it up there. And it's 2-0. There's a strike, 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, and 2 outs as Woodstown's got 2 runners on.
Jack Blood and someone else I wouldn't mind.
2-1. That one skips in the dirt. Everybody will retreat back, and it's 3-1. If the inning continues, then Tommy Tucci will be next, who had a sac bunt. 3-1.
Oh!
Wow.
Oh
My goodness.
Come on, dude! Right down the middle for ball 4, huh?
Ooh, yeah, that was a little egregious, but
Flat out stink!
that'll be ball 4, and the bases will be loaded now.
Stop
for
cheering. You
Toots.
know he stinks too.
So 2 singles and a walk as Woodstown has put together a good 2-out rally here for Tucci, who had a sacrifice bunt. Now the home plate umpire going over to the Gloucester dugout just gave some instruction to Greg Galbraith. Excuse me.
Kid just doing the 2 weekends. I can't believe it either.
First pitch is a strike.
Oh, he caught a break.
I mean, there was was one pretty close to that that was called a ball a couple minutes ago, but man, 0-1 to the 8-hitter Tucci here, as that one is outside, 1-1. I mean, McDonald's been really efficient tonight. It's just that a lot of the things that have been borderline in the zone, he hasn't really gotten any benefit of the doubt. 1-1. Swing and a miss. Got him on that 12-6 curveball. And he is now in the favor. 1-2. Bases loaded, 2 outs, nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Woodstown trying to extend their lead. Gloucester looking to plug the tourniquet. One ball, 2 strikes now. 3 hits for Woodstown so far, 2 in this inning, and he got him right down the plate, and he'll get a strikeout to retire the side. His second strikeout of the afternoon, and it couldn't have come at a better time. Woodstown leaves the bases loaded, and it's 1-0 going to the bottom of the 4th. We'll be right back. Bottom of the 4th inning here from Gloucester. Woodstown left the bases loaded in the top half of the inning. And now Gloucester gets back at the dish here, starting off with Weiner, the second baseman. 4, 5, and 6 for the Lions here in the 4th. First pitch is away. 1-0.
Oh, he's cheating. Oh, he did call it.
Oh my goodness. He did call it. Oh my goodness. 1-1. Like we said, these two faced off in a playoff game back in 2019 for Lee Ware's last game. After winning 600 career games in his illustrious career for Woodstown, just one of 5 head coaches in South Jersey history to win 600. Sam Tropiano, the former St. Augustine coach and current head man over at Bishop Eustace, he's at 720-ish. You've got Lee Ware, oh, hold on, time call. Lee Ware, Russ Spicer, Rich Bender over at Delran, and Rich Horan of Audubon, who just eclipsed the 600 mark in April, as Weiner hits this one pretty well out towards right center field, but Spinelli is there, 1 away. This will bring up Daly. It's time for DWB Trivia Time. We'll reveal the answer right here. Today's question is, what do Nolan Ryan, Jackie Robinson, and Ernie Banks have in common? A, they all played for California teams. B, they were all switch hitters. C, they were all born on January 31st. Or D, they all went to high school in Texas. Chris Baker, our producer, you got a guess for us?
D.
I'm going to go with they're all born January 31st.
I heard a guess over here. D? It would actually be C. They were all born on January 31st and it's the only day of the year where 3 or more Hall of Famers were born on the same day in the calendar year. So there's your little DWB Trivia Time we've done for the past 3 years here on these broadcasts. It's always a fun little segment that we do, especially because I'm a big fan of the game and of baseball in general, and these little tidbits are always fun. As it's 2-1.
So Wood, didn't you smoke?
Last game, we had like 4 bats.
As Daly, who flew out to left the first time,
When they took, he pitched.
takes, and it's 3-1. Woodstown with 1 run on 3 hits, no errors in the field. Gloucester with no hits, no runs, 2 hits, and 1 error. I mean, Gloucester's offense all year has been pretty good. As here's a chopper over the middle. Pedrick has it to the left of second base. He is out by a step. Daly is retired for out number 2. I mean, this is setting up to be a good pitcher's duel here. You know, with Valente out of the way, you've got Foot in the game, and he's been working pretty good. And McDonald's been good too. But that 1 run has really been, you know, what has hurt Gloucester the most, because they haven't really gotten any run support out of it. Zierfoss got the second of 2 hits for Gloucester tonight. He reached second but did not score. He's going to poke this one down the right field line, and about 15-20 people hit the deck. You saw an entire group of students or parents, somebody down there, they all fell onto their rear ends back there. Oh my goodness. Outside, 1-2. I mean, this is tight quarters here at Gloucester. You know, right behind us is the east wing of the high school, and then you got the football field behind us, the JV baseball field out there in left field, and then you hit a foul ball down the left field line, it goes into the trees, goes into the what I like to call the Amazon, and then down the right field line, you hit it into that little suspicious motel on 130. 2-2. Zierfoss cracks this one out towards center field, going over the head of Bilecki. It's going to go to the wall off the 360 sign. Zierfoss loses his helmet but trucks into second base with a 2-out double.
Probably could have played that a little better.
Slight misjudgment out in right center field. Bilecki had a good beat on it but couldn't complete the play. As Gloucester evens it up with Woodstown on their 3rd hit of the night, as Zierfoss, the only Gloucester hitter to reach base twice so far. A single and a double for him. And the first extra base hit by either side. This brings up the lefty Jason Hall. He was retired on a sacrifice bunt his first time. First pitch. That is down 1-0. Good trap by Koblenz there. I mean, Zierfoss has some good speed on his heels. But remember, this is his first year playing varsity ball, funny enough. And him playing left field tonight in the sectional final, definitely not something that a lot of people expected, but here we are. Yeah, he was middle infielder growing up and had a lot of hype around him. By the way, Eastern still leads Egg Harbor Township in South Jersey Group 4 over in the top of the 5th from Voorhees. It's 2-1. Delran and Governor Livingston 2-0 for the Bears in the middle of the 3rd.
Get to center field.
Oh, that one's going to get away. And they're going to hold on to it. Wow. So a bit of a miscue throwing back to get Zierfoss, and he wisely held up because he did not want to end the inning on that. But it's 2-2. So a near disaster for the Wolverines sends us back to reality here. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here's a line drive over the middle. That's a base hit. Bilecki's got it. Zierfoss falls around 3rd. They're going to get the throw wide to the plate, and the game is tied. Hall's going to get down to 2nd, and it's 1-1. We're tied. The ball flying around the diamond on a liner back up the middle, and Jason Hall knots the game back up at 1 apiece. As these two teams have traded 2-out rallies in the 4th.
Chad. Sports Outlet has spikes on sale.
And the lefty Hall knocks one back up the middle. I mean, the fact that Zierfoss scored on that play after basically face planting at 3rd, he came around on that one, and that was almost a fly ball to right on the first pitch by McDonald. Spinelli's got it, inning over. So the euphoric rush comes to a quick halt. Gloucester gets their first run on an RBI single, a chaotic play in the infield by Jason Hall. He drives in the first run for the Lions as we are knotted up at 1 apiece after 4. We'll be right back. Top of the 5th inning, we've got a pitching change. Seth McCormick, the catcher, is in. Anthony Strazzullo moves to the catcher spot. And Joey McDonald, after 4 innings of 1-run baseball and just 3 hits surrendered, he moves to center field. John Pfeffer gets taken out of the game. Seth McCormick, the lowest ERA by a country mile on this team, at 0.83 mark, 42 innings pitched, 60 strikeouts for 98 in his career. 25 earned runs in his career, 2.03 career ERA, but this year 668 pitches, 42 frames, 20 walks, 60 Ks. That one's high, according to the home plate umpire, and it's 1-0. If you are just joining us, Gloucester tied the game at 1 with an RBI single off the bat of Jason Hall after a chaotic play where Jake Zierfoss fell down rounding third, but an errant throw back into the infield allowed him to rebound and score. As we've got 1, 2, and 3, or excuse me, 9, 1, and 2 for Woodstown, Holiday, Knorr, and Williams. 2-1. Holiday 0 for 0. He had a leadoff walk.
No.
2-2. And Woodstown has seen a lot of success in the last couple of years, but you know, this is the main difference between Woodstown and Gloucester. Is that Woodstown's been here and done that. Gloucester, as we said, hasn't won a sectional final since 1974, and also, you know, hasn't even reached a sectional final during the tenure of Greg Galbraith as head coach since 2013. They've made a handful of semis, they've certainly made a handful of quarterfinals, and they've made the playoffs every year. Oh! And he got him on the inside corner. Strikeout number 99 for Seth McCormick. And there's one away. Here is Jack Knorr. He had the first RBI of the game in the third on an RBI knock out to right field off the bat of Knorr. Here's the first pitch. He launches this one, but it's going to go foul onto 130, or at least onto that, whatever that warehouse is down there, down the first base line. But as we said, you know, Gloucester has had their fair share of up and down years. Last year was the first Patriot Division championship for them since 2005. 0-2 as that one's called on the outside corner. McCormick is one pitch away. Here is the 0-2. High, 1-2. Brent Williams on deck. Despite having one of the highest averages on this Woodstown team, Gloucester has held him in check. He's 0 for 2. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Well outside. 2-2. The Gloucester student section has come out in droves tonight to support their teams. As the 2-2 on its way. Poked foul. I mean, there are fans lining, you know, they got out of school and they went straight to the ballpark. They've still got their bags on. They've still, you know, got the same thing they woke up with this morning. They've got a lot of team pride here in Gloucester, especially for this baseball team that hasn't seen a sectional final in over 10 years. As a ground ball hit out to Weiner. So the first is in time. 2 up, 2 down for McCormick. Well, let's take a look at those records that Greg Galbraith has had over his years as head coach here at Gloucester. You know, as we said, this is the first time, not only the first time that Galbraith has reached a sectional final as the head coach, but also the most amount of wins that he's had in the regular season. His first 20-win campaign in his 11th season as the Gloucester head coach. Williams 0 for 2, skies this one foul, and it's 0-1. As you see there, handful of semifinals, but just never really got the push that they needed to get ahead. Oh, 1 the count. 1-1 here in the top of the 5th. Looking like what could be an instant classic here in the Group 1 sectional final. This one's hit out to straightaway center. McDonald shuffles a little and makes the catch side retired. 3 up. A flawless first inning of relief. Jeff McCormick, as he continues ERA below 1. He is at strikeout number 99 in his illustrious career, though. We go to the bottom of the 5th. Woodstown and Gloucester all tied up 1 apiece. Bottom of the fifth, some members of the Gloucester basketball team taking in this Monday afternoon sectional final game. This broadcast is brought to you by Vincent's Lawn Care. Summer is almost in full swing, so get your front lawn, back lawn, or anything in between in order with Vincent. Bi-weekly care, weekly care, or just any time. Give them a call today at 609-413-0403. That one is down. Starting off the bottom of the fifth with 9, 1, and 2, it's Wall, McCormick, and Seibert. Strike on the outside corner, 1-1. 7 hits combined between these two teams tonight. 3 for Woodstown, 4 for Gloucester, and I think we'd be talking a lot more, about the lead that Woodstown had if Jason Hall didn't tie it up. I mean, it's been 2 big pivot points, and that's been about it. As it's 2-1, it hasn't really been all that much back and forth. Woodstown led. They led for a solid 2 innings. They looked like they had a good grasp on the game, especially with the bases loaded in the fourth, but then they didn't score. Good 2-seam there, but it missed. By the way, Foote is out, and the DH Rocco String, the 6'6" junior, is pitching now for the Wolverines. Ball 4 to the 9-hitter Kevin Wall, and the go-ahead run is on base.
Oh, yeah.
So now, after Wall, the 9-hitter, gets the free pass, here is McCormick, the new pitcher who singled in his first at-bat. String as a pitcher, a 3.42 ERA in 14 1/3 innings, 8 walks, 15 strikeouts. As Kevin Wall, the senior this year, 220 average, 2 extra base hits, 13 for 59. And that was his 9th walk of his senior season, 6', 170. So here's McCormick. 400 average in his 3rd varsity season, 40 for 100 with 5 home runs, including 2 versus Pleasantville in early May. As it's 0-1, a 720 slugging percentage for McCormick, along with a 556 career slugging percentage for the uncommitted senior. 0-1 is they called that a strike. 0-2. I didn't see a clear signal. And now McCormick, with his back against the wall, tying run on first, that being Wall. My bad. Go ahead, run him first.
That one is sideways.
Yeah, I can't see it.
Shoot it back in the corner and face it up.
0-2. Four hits for Gloucester, 1 run, 1 error. Go ahead on first. 0-2 from String, 2-seam, bounced out towards third. Williams is there. They'll try to turn 2, and they got him. They did turn 2 around the horn. McCormick grounds into the double play from Williams to Tucci and back to Holiday. A 5-4-3 around the horn. And Gloucester's late rally ends up getting stomped out. As here is Seibert, just signed the other day with Delaware Valley University. Play, I believe, is a 2-sport, playing both football and baseball over at Del Val. But that was huge for Woodstown there. They'll get out of it with a pop at the short. 4 through 5 here in Gloucester. Neither team giving an inch. It's still 1-1 after 5 here in the South Jersey Group 1 final. We'll be right back. Top of the sixth, Seth McCormick still one strikeout away from 100 in his career. Came into this game with 98, struck out the leadoff man Jack Holliday, and now enters his second inning of relief. Facing Pedrick, String, and Bielecki, 3, 4, and 5 for the Wolverines here in a tie game. Like we said before we went to break, neither team is giving an inch here. Woodstown got the lead on an RBI single in the top of the third, bottom of the fourth. Jason Hall of Gloucester responded with an RBI of his own on a wicked play in the infield. We've got a lefty warming up for Woodstown in the pen. That is there's a couple of guys out there for the Wolverines. Yeah, I'm seeing that right now. Strike called, 1-1. So out there, pen is number 7, who we do not have. No, I'm sorry, that is Jack Holliday in the bullpen as the right-hander. And then there is a lefty trying to get a better look at it, and it's 1-2.
It's the left fielder, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, that is the lefty Jack Knorr, who is the left fielder. So one right-hander and one southpaw in the bullpen for Woodstown as McCormick faces the 1-2 versus Pedrick. Outside, good frame by Struzzulo, but it's 2-2. Outside by a hair. 3-2. He'll try it again. McCormick is set with the wide stance, kicks and delivers. Hot shot, almost hit somebody in the on-deck circle, and it's still 3-2. By the way, Point Pleasant Beach leads Shore Regional 3-0 after 5 in the Central Jersey Group 1 sectional final. The winner of this game would play either the Point Pleasant Garnet Gulls or the Shore Blue Devils in the state semifinal of the Group 1 tournament. 3-2. Ball 4 on the inside corner, just missed it. As he had been hovering right around the zone, but one thing led to another, and McCormick gets to go ahead on in the middle of the order. I mean, that's not what you want. Don't want to walk anybody in any situation, but the number 3 hitter to lead off the 6th in a crucial situation with a tie game at stake. Not what you wanted anyway, but here's a String.
Why are we not
First pitch to String is down 1-0. No, they called it a strike. 0-1. Again, I'm not seeing clear signals here.
You're almost right.
He's just kind of standing there, and we can't really hear anything. McCormick throws over to first. Medler drops it, and now the runner's going down to second. Is he going to get the free base? Yes, he does. Wow. McCormick did a quick step off, and that'll be charged as an error. Ill-advised play there by McCormick. Count as 0-1 to String. They look back again. I'm a little surprised that they're not playing the outfielders a little deeper here with String at the dish. I mean, I guess they're already playing them somewhat deep, but just with String having his raw power, 4 homers this year, and with his build and his frame, and McCormick laying a lot of them over the plate, and if not over the plate, pretty close to it. And he's kind of one of those guys that can hit anything that's over the plate. He can hit it inside, he can hit it outside. He doesn't have to have it in a certain spot for him to make some noise. 1-1 the count. As the go-ahead run, that being Pedrick, advanced to second on the E1, which was Gloucester's second error in the field tonight. 1 ball, 1 strike. Inside, 2-1. McCormick looks back. And a 2-1. Swing and a miss. Was just a tad behind on that one, 2-2. Seems to have a little bit of trouble here with the breaking ball. I mean, McCormick's slider is kind of his marquee pitch. Yeah, he'll throw the fastball a lot, but his slider is probably the most effective and consequential pitch in his arsenal. As String slams one in the left center, but McDonald going over. He calls for it. McDonald dives. Zierfoss makes the catch.
Come on, talk!
As didn't really hear too much from either one of them out there. As luckily, I mean, that almost happened to Woodstown too, with Bielecki and Knorr out there as well. That's not the first time we've seen a near collision. And luckily for them, Pedrick does hold up at second, so there's one away. As String now 0 for 3 with a ground out and 2 flyouts. One away for Bielecki, 1 for 2, fly out and a single. That one is down. Oh no, they call the strike, 0-1. Whew. Woodstown with the go-ahead on second base here in a crucial spot, top of the 6th, and Pedrick, the shortstop, he can run. So they're keeping him close. Slider got a little jammed, but barreled it up foul, and it's 0-2. Ty Koblenz, who also has a single in this game, he was a part of that 4th inning rally where they loaded the bases but were held there. As the count is quickly 0-2.
Us on the station, send Mr. Softy to the game.
0-2. Ground ball out toward short. Pedrick will hold. Seibert's got trouble with it, and he will reach Gloucester with their 3rd error. As a ground ball gets misplayed, and now Gloucester in an even more precarious situation as Galbraith coming out here to meet with McCormick. And that's the 2nd error of the inning, an E1 by McCormick on a throw over. And now Bielecki, the sophomore center fielder, reaches. But yes, we should absolutely bring Mr. Softy to the game. I think we should park him like out in the grass, left center. Get us small vanilla with rainbow sprinkles in a cup. By the way, Dan Wilkins Broadcasting does have a Venmo. Our handle is @DW Broadcasting. I'm an 18-year-old high school student who does this for fun, and hopefully one day I'll do this for a living. So if any contributions can come in, be greatly appreciated. It all goes towards my college fund and towards equipment expenses, upgrading camera, making sure all repairs need to be done. We all do it to bring South Jersey athletics right to your living rooms. 2 on and 1 out as McCormick in a tough spot here. He throws over, or actually fakes over.
Yeah.
It's cooled down a little bit, but still in the low 80s here in Gloucester. It was pretty hot when the sun was out. As a strike is called, 0-1. Koblenz singled in his last at-bat. Did not come around to score. A 1 pitch. Slider runs inside and is called a strike. 0-2.
Oh my God.
It's 0-2. Wow. 0-2 from McCormick. He looks back a couple times at second, and time is called. First couple of innings in this game went by pretty quick. We're at 5:36 right now, so still on good pace. McCormick looking back again. He got him, and that is strikeout number 100 for Seth McCormick in his career, his 62nd of his senior campaign. And if no matter what happens, they'll honor him after the game, because right now is not a good time. You've got 2 on, 2 outs in a tie game, and for all of these Gloucester players, the biggest game that they've played in their 4-year career so far. That was Koblen's second strikeout of the night. Fly ball, right field line, wall going over. That is a foul ball. First three for Gloucester in the bottom of the 6th is going to be their bread and butter. 3, 4, and 5. Medler, Weiner, and Daly. Gloucester is going to look for their first sectional championship in 50 years, just like they did with basketball a couple of years ago in 2022. The number 50 seems to be a magical number in Gloucester lore. It's 1-1. Just missed.
Come on, dude!
1-1. This one is tagged out towards shallow center. McDonald is in, and he makes the catch. Gloucester has a rocky 6th. They commit 2 errors, but Woodstown doesn't get anything across. They leave 2 runners on, and as the old phrase goes, somebody will win in their last at-bat. We go to the bottom of the 6th. It's been a low-scoring game tonight, but that could all change as it's 1-1 going to the bottom half of the 6th. Gloucester looking to play hero here in the bottom of the 6th. First pitch is a strike called to Medler. 0-1, 3, 4, and 5 for the Lions. Medler, Weiner, and Daly. All infielders. Away, 1-1. If you're just joining us, it's been 1-1 for a while now. Jack Knorr got Woodstown's only run on an RBI single in the 3rd as a line drive out toward short. Pedrick goes right through, and a base hit to lead off the 6th for Russell Medler, and he's going to get the party started for Gloucester here in the 6th. And here is Weiner. Medler reaching base for the 2nd time tonight. Had a hit by pitch in the 1st. Had a fly out to right in his 2nd at bat as Weiner shows bunt but pulls back, and it is called a ball. 1-0.
You're right, 12 stinks.
Weiner 0 for 2. 2 flyouts, 1 to center and 1 to right. And Woodstown turned a double play in the last inning. Now they're going to throw behind the runner. He's going to second. The throw goes into left center field. Medler's going to go to 3rd. He's going to get in there standing, and a 2-base error puts the go-ahead run 90 feet away.
Come on, baby.
How about that? Woodstown committing their 2nd error in maybe 2 minutes. Yeah, they called that an E6 on that hit by, or on that knock by Medler. And he advances to 3rd in the blink of an eye.
I knew that.
Steve Massaro rushing over towards third base.
That's where his nachos are.
And they're just having a quick conference here as String on the mound facing a 2-0 count after a wild series of events. Imagine if that throwing error
Left fielder just went
by the
to
first baseman.
Left fielder.
And yeah, we're going to have a pitching change here. So String will come out. The left fielder who was warming up earlier, Jack Knorr, will come in. There will be a couple of changes here, so we'll keep you all posted on that as Russell Medler, 90 feet away from being a Gloucester folk hero for years to come, but he's got to get there first. Mark DeCastro, looks like we're going to have a pitching change here, and yes, indeed. The lefty Jack Knorr comes in. They'll swap gloves, and we'll take a quick commercial break as Medler, the tying run on third, 1-1 in the sixth. Bottom of the sixth inning as Gloucester has put Woodstown against the wall. Russell Medler advanced, or at least got to first on an E6, advanced just one pitch later on a two-base throwing error by the first baseman Holiday. Jack Knorr, the lefty, is in. Tie game 1-1 with Gavin Weiner at the dish. First pitch is a ball, and it's going to be 3-0. Remember this at bat? It was paused. It was paused when they made the pitching change, and now the 3-0 is swinging a foul tip, 3-1. Jack Knorr coming into this game with 21 and a third innings pitched, 33 Ks for 88 in his career, a 1.64 ERA. His last appearance was in the semifinal versus Audubon. And there's ball 4. So gets home, you at least back it up a little bit with insurance. And with nobody out, this has been a funky inning, but Aiden Daly bats. That is just a second walk surrendered by Woodstown's pitching staff tonight as Mark DeCastro is coming out again. Definitely an interesting move here. I think they're just, I mean, this is kind of like your DEFCON 5 moment where if you give up this one hit, your offense has been kind of stagnant in the mid to late innings. So the best thing you can do here is, look, you turned a double play earlier, but if you do it this time, then the run's going to come in the score. So you find yourself in a tough spot. I mean, you don't need a rocket scientist to tell you that this is a tough situation for Woodstown. But a team that's been here before, they have, in the past 4 years, have made 3 sectional finals. They've won 2 of them in 21 and 22. So they've been to the big dance before, and they've, had grace under pressure in prior years. But for Gloucester, they have so much to play for. They're playing for Gage. They're playing for their alumni who haven't seen a sectional championship in 50 years. I mean, 50 years is an incredible time when you think about it in the big picture. But there you have it. 7 total hits tonight. 3 for Woodstown, 4 for Gloucester. The 2 runners on did not get on via a result of hits, as Daly takes outside 1-0. I mean, the Gloucester student section, they're giving Jack Knorr they're giving Jack Knorr a run for his money. These guys are passionate. They haven't seen this in a while. Daly swings and misses. 1-1, and getting down to second to knock out the double play situation is Weiner. So an E6 and a walk is where we're at now. Just the 3rd batter of the frame. No outs and a 1-1 game. Daly gets a piece of it, nicks it off the end of the barrel, and it's 1-2. Daly batting .330 in the season, 30 for 91 with 16 stolen bases. 1-2. Daly lines this one out towards right, and it will drop foul. Still 1-2. Daly tonight 0 for 2. Despite the fact that he is 0 for 2, he is just one of 2 Gloucester batters to not reach base so far, the other being McDonald. Daly pokes this one out towards shallow center. That's going to drop in front of Spinelli. 1 run's going to score. Weiner's coming around. He is safe. 2-run single for Aiden Daly, and it's 3-1. Unbelievable. A late blooper over the middle drops in right field, and Russell Medler, Gavin Weiner come in. 3-1.
Come on, Jake. Everybody hits.
This is what we were talking about, where that error is going to be played over on the tape for months and months to come. I mean, this game hasn't been the cleanest defense-wise. 5 combined errors. As there's a strike called 0-1.
That was nice. What do you call it?
That was the 5th hit by Gloucester tonight. Aiden Daly, have a day. Outside, 1-1. So if Gloucester wins this game, they would play the winner of Point Pleasant Beach and Shore Regional. And the final score of that game just came in 5 minutes ago. Point Pleasant Beach has shut out Shore Regional 6-0. So the Garnet Gulls would play Gloucester on Wednesday at Jim Kelly Field, state semifinal. Because the South and Central Jersey brackets, they switch off every year. This year is South Jersey's year. That one goes to the backstop, and Daly gets down to second. He holds up there. I mean, listen to this crowd. They are loving it. And they know what's at stake. They know how long it's been. This is one of the most packed houses for a Group 1 game that I've seen in a long time. Fans have tents set up along the berm in right center field. As a ground ball takes a tough hop, but he rebounds and grabs it. Impressive by Tommy Tucci to grab that one off the lip of the grass, and there's one away. That moves Daly to third. That was the first out of the inning, so they've still got a lot to work with here as Jason Hall is at the dish. Hall behind on that one, 0-1. But yes, the South and Central Jersey brackets for the state semifinals, they alternate every year. Last year it was Central, this year it's South. So all the Central Jersey winners will play the South Jersey sectional winners before going to Hamilton Park, Veterans Park in Hamilton on Saturday. On Saturday. Throw back behind the runner at third. Daly is safe. And it's 0-2 to Hall with 1 away in the 6th. But man, Aiden Daly, definitely a good candidate for player of the game, I'll tell you that much.
You're out.
Outside corner, and they say yes. 2 away for McDonald. Because Daly got the base hit and Galbraith now coming out. Galbraith's pointing somewhere in the Woodstown outfield.
All right. Goodbye.
Not sure what the deal is there.
He needs a meeting.
But I think it's going to go without issue there. He was just pointing to somewhere in right center field.
Come on, Jax.
Did you say Weiner's up in the bullpen? Yeah, that's right. Gavin Weiner up in the bullpen down the third base line for Gloucester. McDonald.
Oh, no.
2-out bunt.
What are we doing?
Back to the mound on the first pitch, and he got him. Definitely an interesting move that does not work, but Gavin Weiner definitely getting limited playing time, and it looks like that the second baseman himself looks like he's going to come in to try to close out this sectional final. McCormick is on the mound as we switch sides, but Weiner is most certainly on standby. 3-1 Gloucester going to the 7th. Last swings for Woodstown. Top of the 7th inning, the potential last swings for Woodstown as Gloucester is going to look for a 50-year drought to be snapped. (1974), the last time that Gloucester took a sectional title. #1 hit song of that year was Jolene by Dolly Parton.
All right. I'll keep you posted.
As the 1-0, McCormick kicks and delivers from the sidearm. That's inside. The good thing for Gloucester is that they've got the 8, 9, and 1 guys. But the problem is that Jack Knorr got Woodstown's only run in the 3rd inning. So he's the guy that's bit up and beat up on Gloucester the most. That one's high, 3-0. Tucci had a sack bunt and a strikeout. He's 0 for 2 tonight. As McCormick delivers to 3-0. Right down the pipe for a strike, 3-1. As we said, Gavin Weiner was warming up in the bullpen down the third base line, so he'll be on standby in case things go awry here. As the 3-1 is a strike called right at the knees, and it's 3-2. And Woodstown's a relatively young team, except for their main core, but they've got a lot of depth at the underclass levels. That is inside, ball 4, almost grazed him too. And Woodstown is one step closer here in the 7th as Jack Holliday will bat. Gloucester has had a bit of trouble with the free pass. This is the 5th walk they've surrendered as the throw down to first not in time. Woodstown with 1 run on 3 hits, 2 errors in the field. And both of those errors for Woodstown came in that very crucial 6th inning. 3-1 Gloucester. Woodstown turned a double play earlier around the horn, a 5-4-3. Gloucester's in a prime position to give them a taste of their own medicine. If you're just joining us, it's been an excellent game so far. Aiden Daly had a 2-run single in the 6th to break the stalemate as this one's jammed but floated into right center field. McDonald dives, he can't get there. Wall's gonna pick it up. Stopping at second is Tucci, and this is exactly what we were talking about. The bottom of the order doing the heavy lifting. They've done it in all of their playoff games so far, and they'll do it again. The 8 and 9 hitters both get on with a walk and a single, and now Jack Knorr, who drove in Woodstown's only run, will bat. And here comes Galbraith now. So this is what we were talking about. I think McDonald just kind of collapsed a little bit under pressure. I mean, not collapsed, it's still nobody out, but definitely not an ideal start with a walk, a pretty erratic walk at that, and a base hit, but a valiant effort in center by McDonald diving there. Wall picked it up, and luckily no other gaffes in the field, so as we said, Struzzulo behind the plate for McCormick. The question is, if McCormick gets taken out, I wonder if they'll put McCormick back at the plate, which I don't think they would. I think they'd keep Struzzulo in no matter who they switch to, but they will keep McCormick in. They're keeping the faith in the senior right-hander who earlier in this ball game recorded his 100th career strikeout. As we turn the card back over to the top for Jack Knorr. First pitch, nobody out. No, he steps off. Knorr 1 for 3 with an RBI single in the 3rd. That's a bunt back to 3rd. It's going to be a fair ball for Daly. He double pumps and he's safe. No errors in the play, but Jack Knorr bunts to get the bases loaded. A risky and gutsy play, but it works out. And here is Williams. By the way, in South Jersey Group 4, Eastern beat Egg Harbor Township 4-2. 3-1 Gloucester. A bloop up the middle by Woodstown's all-time hit leader, Brett Williams, could tie the game. But he wavers at a slider outside, and it's 0-1. Brett Williams committed to D2 Goldie Beacom University down in Maryland. They're going to have a late pinch runner here. Holiday is out, and they are putting not even the lead runner, but who would be the tying run. They're putting Lucas Fulmer on second base to run for him. 0-1 after the swing and miss by Williams. Tying run on second, and even if he doesn't score right now, that run on third would definitely be a big plus for them. Corner infield is playing in. Middle infield is playing at the edge of the grass, with the outfield at a pretty deep stance in the outfield. 0-1. Williams golfs one down the first base line. Medler's going to let this one go out of play. And it's 0-2. Like we said, the winner of this game will host the Point Pleasant Beach Garnet Gulls on Wednesday. Whether that's Woodstown or Gloucester, could really be anybody's game right now with a huge hiccup here in the 7th. Williams gets a deep fly ball to right. Wall is there. He makes the catch. Runner will tag.
What are we doing?
Throw to the plate. Nobody's covering home. And now he's going to go down to second base. In there. He tags up, that being Knorr. And Woodstown cuts the lead to 1 with the tying run 9 away. They left that second base spot unoccupied. They left it unattended. And a big mistake by the Gloucester defense gets this game even closer. So Tucci scored, now sending Fulmer to third. And the lefty, Andrew Pedrick, is at the plate. Pedrick takes a strike, 0-1. Yeah, they're playing really aggressively shifted out here in right center. There's a giant gap between McDonald and Zierfoss. And he lines this one foul by the skin of the teeth, and it goes out to the 300 sign in right field. It's 0-2. I mean, this field is pretty straightforward. 300 down the lines, 360 to the deepest part of the park in center. But the go-ahead run is on second. Tying run is 90 feet away. McCormick giving some instructions out there. As like we said, there is a crater in left center field between McDonald and Zierfoss. The 0-2, well outside, 1-2. Like we said, Galbraith on the top step, right at the door of the Gloucester dugout, obviously keeping a tight leash on McCormick, letting the door open to keep Weiner in or to bring him in if needed. There's a ground ball to center field. There's a base hit. McDonald's got it. Here comes Knorr. He has trouble with it, and Woodstown has taken the lead. It's 4-3. A two-run single by Andrew Pedrick out of the 3 spot gives the Wolverines a lead in the 7th. McDonald had some trouble in center, and that was all that the Wolverines needed to take the lead. They worked the count. And there you have it. Galbraith coming out. McCormick will be taken out of the, or I assume, I don't know. They were going to meet, and then Galbraith is now, he is not going to the mound here. They are going to keep McDonald in center as this brings up string. First pitch to the 6'6" string. He sends a slider and mashes it to center. At least it looked that way, but it'll be brought back in by McDonald. 2 away. And String, probably the most prolific raw power hitter on this Wolverines team, has been held to 0 for 4 tonight, with 4 flyouts, as Bilecki, who has reached base twice on a single and once on an error, is at the dish as Woodstown has turned this place from a madhouse into a silent room as it's 4-3. Swing and a miss. I'm surprised that they're leaving McCormick in, but I think that he's getting some of that rhythm back. Obviously, Galbraith keeping McCormick on a longer leash than I expected, but the 0-1 now. Runner goes. This one smacked out towards center field. McDonald takes a couple steps in, and he has it. Well, Woodstown turned this game on its head with a 3-run 7th inning, including a 2-run single by that man right there, Andrew Pedrick, as the Hartford commit lined one back up the middle to give Woodstown a 4-3 lead. What could be Gloucester's last swings are coming up next. 4-3 Wolverines in the bottom of the 7th. Bottom of the 7th, and you know, we thought this game might have ended in the top of the 7th. Woodstown was down 2 after Aiden Daly had an RBI single, but then Woodstown put up 3 in the top half in an unbelievable turn of events. Oh, that one got Wall right in the tush. And he'll rub that one out as he's got the tying run on on first to lead off the 7th. So by the way, your final from the other South Jersey sectional games is McCormick bats. He's going to bunt. Now they're going to throw behind the runner. Wall's in trouble. The throw. He's safe. He got it under the tag. Woodstown not happy with the call. I thought the throw beat him, but I think Wall just got under the tag. Now Mark DeCastro coming out to contest.
Let's go Woodstown.
Wow. I honestly thought before he even threw the ball, I thought Wall was going to be out. The tying run now in scoring position as DeCastro frustratingly walks off with McCormick at the plate. McCormick had a leadoff single in the first, but has been held to a fly ball and a double play. Since then, he's 1 for 3 tonight. But he has, by far and away, the most raw power on this Gloucester team. A 400 average, a 720 slugging, and 5 homers. 0-1. Lines this one in the right center field. That's going to drop in front of Spinelli. Wall's going to go to third. He's going to hold up there. And the tying run is now 90 feet away for Jake Seibert. I mean, imagine, as McCormick's going to be run for here by Widman, but if Gloucester gets, I mean, obviously, you know, no jinxes here. But for the first time in 50 years, hold on here, home plate umpire, he's telling DeCastro to go back to the bench. I think they're applying a warning here.
Tell him to be quiet, too.
As there was in the semifinal game, a little bit of controversy here in the late innings, as there was with Gloucester and Pittman. As here is Seibert. The problem is you've got runners on the corners, so this could set up a double play, as Woodstown has turned earlier. There's a strike. Seibert 0 for 3, a fielder's choice, a ground out and a pop out. Kevin Wall, the tying run on third, the winning run, Widman on first. Widman's going, and that'll be called back because it's a foul ball. It's 0-2. By the way, the other South Jersey sectional finals, the final from Group 4 is Eastern 4, Egg Harbor 2. Group 3 was Delsey and Shawnee 1. That was the first score to go final. Group 2 is Seneca 6, Haddon Heights 2 after 6 innings as the rematch from last year's sectional final. Seibert wavers at it outside, but Widman does advance to second. So you take one and you take one on the chin and then you advance a little bit there. One away. Funny enough, that was just the second strikeout, as they are going to intentionally walk. They're going to intentionally walk the number 3 hitter, Medler, to bring up Gavin Weiner, who was warming up in the bullpen a couple of minutes ago. His time is called here. They're going to have an offensive meeting. But, I mean, this is the kind of stuff that they write in Hollywood. Bases loaded, 1 out, and a 1-run game. I mean, this is stressful for everyone. This is stressful for me, and I'm not a part of either team. That strikeout, though, was just Woodstown's second K of the afternoon. In fact, this has been a game where everybody's put the bat on the ball. Only 5 combined strikeouts between both teams. 2 for Woodstown and 3 for Gloucester. As Weiner looks to play hero. Weiner 0 for 2. 2 flyouts and a walk. Bases loaded. 1 out. 4-3. Outside. Oh, wow. No, they called it a strike. 0-1.
Come on, dude!
Don't change it now.
0-1.
Hit him!
Did that hit him? No, they're going to say it just missed. He kind of scrambled out of the way. But if he took that one on the chin, this game would have gone into pandemonium. Count is 1-1. You could tell that Nor's having a little trouble under the pressure, as he did in the semifinal. And he swings and misses. 1-2. 1-2 the count. Nowhere to run, nowhere to hide. Downstairs, 2-2. The ball is away. Nobody finds it. Game tied. Kevin Wall scores on a wild pitch that escaped the rain of Koblenz. And Gloucester is 90 feet away from a sectional championship on a wild pitch.
Everybody will move up one base. I have no idea.
That put everybody up 1. Medler on second, Widman on third. Do you intentionally walk Weiner and get to Daly? I say no, because Daly bit you in the 6th inning. He has a chance to do it again. Here's the 2-2. Fouled back. He's been seeing that changeup well from Nor. He just needs to connect here. Gloucester looking for a date with Point Pleasant Beach at the Jim Kelly Field on Wednesday in a battle of South versus Central. Floats it foul. 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes. Weiner lifts it foul over towards the warehouse. Hits the roof. If Weiner doesn't win it here, Daly would be next. All 4 Woodstown infielders on the inside lip of the grass, playing in. Inside, he brushes back that one, and it's 3-2. But Woodstown, they've been here before. They won sectional championships in 21 and 22. Gloucester looking to break a decades-long drought. And they're going to say that's a foul tip. Count, it's 3-2, by the way. 4-4 game as Kevin Wall scored on a wild pitch as the tying run. That one's outside, bases loaded. Went in the other batter's box, and the bases are loaded with 1 away for Aiden Daly, who played hero 1 inning ago, and he has a chance to do it again. The 6th walk surrendered by Woodstown tonight, as Daly, with the 2-run single in the 6th, looks to replicate. Up at the letters, 1-0. You know, the Group 4 final ended in spectacular fashion on a game-winning pickoff to second base. What will happen here? Oh. 2-0. DeCastro is coming out here. He's going to talk to his pitcher. He's going to talk to Nor. As we said, the final scores from the other sectional championships. Group 4, Eastern beat Egg Harbor 4-2. Again, that game-winning pickoff move won it. Official now, yeah. Group 3, Delsey beat Shawnee 4-1. Group 2, Seneca beat Haddon Heights 6-4 for their second in a row. And Group 1 is what you're watching right now. Nothing better here on Dan Wilkins Broadcasting. Best of the best in South Jersey. I mean, this has to be under consideration for DWE Classics right here. 2-0 to Daly. Fouls it back, chased it a little bit out of the zone, and it's 2-1.
Nothing out of this guy.
2-1. He floats this one in the center field. They were playing shallow. He makes the catch. The throw from Bilecki is going to be not in time! Not in time! The half-century drought has been replenished, and for the first time in 50 years, will dance in the Final Four. Walk-off sac fly. Game winner. Aiden Daly plays hero twice.
Yo, Wednesday, you're in left field.
The pride of Jim Kelly Field. Knock off the team who has been here and done that. Knocking Woodstown out, denying them their third sectional in 4 years. With a game winner sac fly, Bilecki had the throw. Galbraith dunked with Gatorade, not one but 2 cans. An unbelievable finish and an unbelievable day of sectionals. And Gloucester clinches their date in the Final Four with Point Pleasant Beach 48 hours from now. Unbelievable.
I told him that. We told him. You did the pop-up.
5-4 the final from Gloucester. Your player of the game, Aiden Daly, 3 RBIs. These guys are ecstatic as the number 2 seed knocks off the number 5 seed, Woodstown, in a game that had a little bit of questions at the end, but an unbelievable day for Gloucester as they snap a half-century streak, beating Woodstown with a 5-4 walk-off win. Unbelievable. These guys are going to run it out. We'll wait for them to stop talking for us to get our player of the game. But unbelievable. And for Woodstown, that's a tough way to end it. That is a tough, tough way to end it. Man. So these guys will talk it over. Listen to this. All hugs, all smiles. I mean, this is something that they've been waiting for a half century. Just like they did with the basketball game, just like their basketball sectional championship in 2022. 50 years of trying, 50 years of frustration. And the Gloucester Lions will be presented with the sectional championship. Let's watch them hoist it high. I mean, this is something that Greg Galbraith, who was a former coach of mine when I played baseball, he was a trainer when I was in 5th or 6th grade, and he has been the head coach for 11 years. His second year in a row of winning the Patriot Division, and his first as a sectional champion head coach. was going to say, these guys got to go back to the pile real quick. There's the trophy with the authenticator there from the NJSIAA. They hand it to Coach Greg Galbraith, and there it is. 50 years in the making. Gloucester is back on top. There's Jeremy over there to the left. A couple of our guys, Al Muskowitz and Brian Tortell over there, reporting on this game. Man, these guys are loving it. We'll take a quick commercial break as Aiden Daly, your player of the game, will be brought back to the booth for your Harper Driving School Player of the Game right after this break.
In life, the road ahead is full of possibilities, but to navigate it safely, you need the right skills. Harper Driving School is the premier driving school serving Gloucester, Salem, and Camden counties. With experienced instructors,
They are in a very heartfelt moment. The Gloucester team is headed out to the right field poster of Gage Myers in memory of him as he passed away in March. They'll take their picture in front of Gage's memorial in right field, right below the Jim Kelly scoreboard. We went to break, and I wanted to mention that because that is an excellent moment. You know, these guys have been playing for him all year. And there you go. So we'll go once again to commercial break. We'll grab Aiden Daly in a couple of minutes, but wanted to show you that heartfelt moment right there. Bring me back. Your Harper Driving School player of the game, Aiden Daly. It's rare enough that somebody plays hero, but you played hero twice today. A 2-run single in the 6th inning, followed up by the game-winning sacrifice fly, and for the first time in 50 years, Gloucester is going dancing in the state championship or the state Final Four. How'd you feel about that today?
Felt great. A rough start at a error field, but my team picked me up, and then I was able to get down hits, drive some runs.
I mean, it wasn't the cleanest game for anybody on defense. There was 5 errors combined between Woodstown and Gloucester, but you guys had turned the table so many times. It was 1-0, and then it was 1-1, and that 2-run single in the 6th, as you said, came after you had an error in the field and 0 for 2 at the plate. So coming into that at bat with those stakes on the line, what was your mindset going into that at bat in the 6th?
Mindset, I had to do anything for my team, just trying to get a hit, driving a run as best I could. Found the pitch and drove it right over.
Yeah, and I mean, you guys have had so many ups and downs over the years, especially considering that you guys got a huge break with being able to host the sectional final, and this is the first time since 1974, 50 years, that you guys have won it, and you beat the team that has the experience. Woodstown has been in 3 of the last 4 sectional finals, and they've won twice in 21 and 22. So you guys proved them wrong, and that sac fly to center, how did that feel off the bat?
I knew I was going to drive in the run as soon as I hit it, and it just felt a really great moment. They got on base, allowed 1 out for me to come up, and I was able to get the job done. Wouldn't have been able to do it without my teammates. And yeah, like you said, nobody picks us to win. We keep proving everybody wrong.
And that's a great mindset to have. Sometimes it's a good thing to be doubted so that you can prove everybody wrong. And that's exactly how you guys handled it. You know, 2 years ago, a very similar situation happened with the basketball team. They were going on a 50-year championship drought, and then they won it. Kevin Wall was on that team too.
Yeah.
But you guys have now done it again, and you've put Gloucester back on the map for baseball with a team with a lot of sophomores and juniors too. You know, there's a relatively good amount of seniors, but this is your year, and this is your year where you guys probably have the best shot of making South Jersey proud in Group 1. Even as the 2 seed, you know, you guys had a great run in the playoffs so far, but outside of baseball, you know, in the bigger picture, you guys are playing this season for Gage. You know, every game, his jersey's been hung up in the dugout. We went back to the air a couple minutes ago when you guys went out to right field, took a picture in front of the poster out there. You know, what does this season, especially, we talked to Gavin Zane in April, he said this season is dedicated for Gage.
Yeah.
What does winning this sectional championship mean to you and your team honoring his memory?
This means a lot more than just a win. Like you said, we won it for Gage. We keep playing every game for Gage. And just happy we got it done.
Yeah, and you guys did it for him. And now you guys are playing Point Pleasant Beach, which has always been a threat in Central Jersey Group 1. This year you guys are hosting them on Wednesday, so it's a quick turnaround. 48 hours, you'll have practice tomorrow, and then Wednesday you'll be back at it again versus a Group 1 powerhouse. How does the team feel going into Wednesday?
We're ready. We're going to keep practicing, fix our mistakes, and yeah, we'll be ready for that game.
Well, I appreciate your time, Aiden. Congratulations on such an incredible accomplishment. We have a tradition over here where anywhere on the bottom here you'll just sign the scorecard. And there you go. Not a hero once, but a hero twice. Aiden Daly, your Harper Driving School player of the game. Thank you so much.
Aiden, yeah.
All right. Well, what a night. What a night it's been for Gloucester. First time in 50 years that they beat anybody in the sectional championship, and for Greg Galbraith in his 11-year coaching career, this is the first time that he's won a sectional championship. In fact, this is his first sectional appearance. They've made it to the semis a couple times. They've had up and down years. They've almost made it always to the second round every single year, but they were just always getting stuck in the mud. So now that multiple full rosters have turned over and an 11-year gap, you know, they had John Oler for 1 year back in 2012, and they had a carousel of coaches a couple years ago as well. But Greg Galbraith has kept this team and the Gloucester culture incredibly strong. And now Gloucester will play for a state championship berth.
but their next step will be versus Point Pleasant Beach on Wednesday. Now, we don't know where we're going to be on Wednesday. We know on Tuesday we'll be at Cherry Hill for the Rough Riders versus CHBR in Tri-County Summer League action. That's 6 o'clock from Cherry Hill's Babe Ruth Field, Folk Field, right next to the Cherry Hill Mall. And then on Wednesday, we'll figure it out. It could be Eastern, it could be anywhere else, really. It depends on who wins what. There's a lot of state championship games that could go any sort of way, and whether we're covering a Central or a South Jersey game, we don't really know yet. There's a good chance it could be here. We'd have to get the clearance from Greg and from Rob Bryan, just because it is a state semifinal and we have to go through a couple different hoops with that. But we're being point blank with you. We're being honest. We don't know where we'll be, but there's a good chance it could be here, could be in Voorhees. We don't know. But we'll let you know on our Twitter/X at DW Broadcasting and our Instagram also at DW Broadcasting. So we said your player of the game, Aiden Daly, who only went 1 for 4 on the night, but drove in 3 RBIs and played hero twice with a 2 RBI single in the 6th and a walk-off sacrifice fly in the 7th. From everybody here at Dan Wilkins Broadcasting, our social media coordinators, Brandon DeKagerland and Keely Curran, our graphics crew, Gavin Van Rel, Caleb Lane, and Liam Nolan, my producer, Chris Baker, the Gloucester alum himself. I'm Dan Wilkins. Thank you all for tuning in on such a legendary game. The Lions walk off the Wolverines 5-4 to clinch the sectional title. We'll see y'all tomorrow from Cherry Hill, but until next time, have a good one, folks.